Hello, I'm Arnith, and I'm here to introduce you to the Shinsouban Heart Project. So for starters, this project is a completely free fan port and fan translation of the Japanese and iOS version of Heart no Kuni no Alice, also known by its English localized title, Alice in the Country of Hearts. The currently supported platforms for this port are Windows, Mac, Linux, and Android. No iOS support currently due to Apple's restrictions on sideloading apps. So, sorry, iOS users. And currently supported languages for this project are, of course, Japanese, as that's the native language for this game, so that's completely playable right now. Um, English, which it's not using the official English translation, because as many of you may remember, the official translation was pretty bad. We are, however, using the translation from the Anniversary fan patch, which, if you didn't know, the Anniversary version of this game is already completely translated by some absolutely wonderful fans. And that translation patch gives us at least about 75% of the translation for this version, although the Shinsoban version has added some content in some spaces or tweaked previous events. Um, Also, Spanish is a planned language, though currently you will not see any Spanish in game, even if you select that as a language option. A translation team is looking to pick this up after they wrap up on their current patch for a different game. So once that patch is wrapped up, they are looking to hop onto this game and make a fan patch for this as well. So I guess keep an eye out for that. But currently, even though Spanish is a selectable language in game, that's just there for their translation team to be able to add content. Currently, there is no Spanish. It'll just display as Japanese is the placeholder language if an asset isn't present in a language pack. So, with that out of the way, I guess just so you know, this project is a work in progress. So you might see some funky things while going through the game, but let's hop right into the game, I guess. So starting here on our main menu, of course, we have a couple of added buttons to the side. So first I'll highlight in translated versions of the game, we have a credits page. So for English, we are using the anniversary translation patch. And as you can see here, we've credited all those lovely folks who worked on that. Make sure you give those folks some love. They spent so long on this translation patch, and it is absolutely wonderful. And if we click and drag to the side, obviously you can see this translation page is empty right now. This credits page is empty because we are still working on this Shinsoban version. This will be updated as the project nears completion. But yeah, this is there, so you will be able to see all of those folks who worked on that once we wrap up on that. So going back to the main menu, the options menu here was added so that you have some extra options when playing on a computer platform that aren't necessarily needed on platforms like Android. So you can change the resolution to fit your screen better. You can pop the game into full screen. You can change the font size, and the language. As I said, right now, currently only Japanese is fully done. English is a work in progress, and Spanish is like barely started. But this translation group's looking, to fully translate it once they are done with their current patch. Um, so with fonts here, the default is New Rodin. I like Humming better, so I have that selected. Um, but yeah, actually, let's select Japanese so I can pop out and show you. Yeah, this is how it looks in Japanese. You'll notice the credits menu is not here, as obviously Japanese is the native language, and you do not need translation credits for that one. Go back to English, you'll see that button pops back up. So all those preferences are saved, and so now with that, let's just talk about the other buttons on this screen. So of course we have prologue, which starts you right at the beginning of the game, with name input, and it starts you right in the prologue. Episode starts you after the prologue at character selection. Continue is where you will continue from a save. Gallery is where you can view all of your unlocked content. Purchase of scenarios does not do anything anymore. It kind of just serves as a character introduction page because I have removed all purchasing from this game. This game is 100% free. There should never be any point in which you are asked for money in this game, as I have removed all of the code that relates to payments. And help here tells you a little bit about like the controls of the game. So since this game was an iOS and Android app, it is all touch controls. So that will explain the touch controls a little bit better. I will also explain them once we get a little bit into the game. But essentially, since this game was on iOS and Android originally, you will only be using the mouse in this game. You will not need a keyboard for anything except entering your name. So it can be like fully playable with just the mouse. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's hop into some of these things so you can see what they look like. So gallery, if we go into scene here, I have 100% completion. From here, you can replay any events. Some of them are still in Japanese, of course, as the translation is a work in progress. But you can click and drag. Every time you see these arrows, you can click and drag to go to the next page. So that's where you can replay events. CGs is the same thing, but for unlocked, CGs. And movie allows you to replay the intro movie. And purchase of scenarios, like I said, there used to be a button here to allow you to purchase the game, but of course, since it's removed, there's no button here anymore. You can scroll through if you want to hear some sample voices from the characters or read a little bit about the characters. This is still from the official English translation, these screens. So we may translate these better in the future, so I do apologize. They're kind of poorly translated right now. This page doesn't serve much purpose, but it still exists in case you are interested in reading up on the characters before choosing one. Help screen is also from the poorly translated English version, but it does explain a little bit about how the touchscreen controls work and like what the animation things do. So you can always read up on this if you need a little bit of help understanding some of the controls. We do hope to translate that a little bit better later. So with those out of the way, let's hop right into the prologue, just so you can see a little bit about how the game works. So wait for that little dialogue bit there. And now we can input our name. I will just be going with the default name here. And we'll play through the intro here. So this part here, this obviously is a little different from the normal dialogue boxes. It's a little bit slower. So we will speed read on through. So click on through here. And we'll get into the main portion of the game. Alright, now we're getting into the main portion of the game here. So if you click and drag down, you can pull up the menu for the backlog menu here, where you can re-listen to dialogue if you happen to miss it, or you can just reread it, if you happen to miss anything. And then we want to, if we click and drag up on the menu, we have our save, load options, as well as some other options for customizing our experience in the actual dialogue stuff here. So of course, save and load are self-explanatory. Text gives us like our auto speed. So like if you want to have this on autoplay, you can decide if you want it to be slow, standard, or fast. Or if you just want to display all text at once with no like fading in kind of thing. Also, auto speed just says how fast should it take for a dialog box to progress. Screen will tell you whether or not, or gives you the option to turn off the little animation that plays if you've selected the correct option. And you can turn off the main character face if for some reason you don't want to see her. Sound allows you to customize like background music, sound effects, and all that. Voice allows you to change the volume level for any character. Say if you find like a certain character particularly annoying. Skip obviously allows you to skip forward to like the next choice or just to auto read on. So this option here allows you to skip only things that you have read. All allows you to skip things even you haven't read if for some reason like you're skipping through a character route because you want to 100% the game, but you just don't like that particular character. Rewind allows you to go back to your last choice, or you can just auto rewind as far back as like the beginning of the event. Auto, of course, allows the text to auto advance if you select that, so we'll be disabling that. And title allows you to go back to the main menu. So I guess let's just demonstrate saving here. I will save this Boris one. We will save, and then we'll go back to title, and we can hit continue, and then we can load that. So as you can see, we loaded right back into our save there. So simple as that. Besides that menu at the bottom there, if you click and drag, so if you click from the left and go to the right, you can advance, which is shown by the little icon in the corner. And if you click on the right and drag to the left, you can go backwards. And so that makes it just a little bit easier to navigate through the game. This will respect your settings for what you've read and what you have not read yet. So if you haven't read things, you will be unable to skip. So you'd want to go into here and of course select all. But I hope that explains the project well enough for you to get started. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. As you know, like sometimes the touch controls and stuff can be a little confusing, or there might be certain confusing things. Like there are lock routes in this game. I guess so. For context on the lock routes, you will have to play through Ace's route to unlock Julius, and you'll have to play through Julius's route to unlock Nightmare. So just keep that in mind. That's specifically, I believe, for the stay routes for Julius, and then the non-stay route for Nightmare. Nightmare only has one route. Every other character has two. So just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, please leave comments down below, and I would absolutely love to help you enjoy this game. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you are able to play and enjoy this game.